Hello, spider friends. I'm sorry if you tuned into the previous video. I think I've sorted the connection problem. So I'm just going to start again as if I never did the first one at all. Welcome. We are doing a list video. See, every year, just for me, really, because I did do a blog for like a little while, but I sort of stopped maintaining it. I do a list of the 10 best movies and worst movies that I've seen that year. And the rule is always that I have to have seen it in that year. And like I have to have seen it. Like I wouldn't include a film on the worst list if I'd not seen it. So like this has led me like occasionally there's been movies that I've missed, and then like they've come out like the next year, like they've not come out the next year. I've seen them the year after they've come out, and then I've not been able to include them on the best and worst list, even though they were good or they were terrible. So this year I thought I'm going to do the best of the decade because we're going into 2020. So we're going to start, because I'm going to do a few of these. We're going to start with the top five here, five there, five. Disney movies. The best and the worst. And when I say worst, I would like to preface this by saying I don't actually mean worst, although in some cases I do. What I sort of mean is like was not as impressed by it as other movies on the list. So I've got my list on my iPad, and we're going to do the worst first because it's more fun. So these are in no particular order. This is just like I was making the list and I was writing them down pretty much in chronological order and going back sometimes and editing. So don't don't read too much into the order is what I was trying to say in human words. So the 5 worst or like most disappointing Disney movies of the decade. 1, Frankenweenie. I know, Tim Burton is the king of the goths, so I am really jeopardizing like my goth geek aesthetic card by saying this, but it just wasn't very good. I'm sorry. Like all the way through, I was like, I get it, Tim Burton. I get it. You have watched a lot of really old school horror movies. I get it. Can we have a story and less of a sort of referencing to like Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, please? Could that be possible? Could we actually have a movie? So it was like less of a movie and more of a I like old school horror movies because I'm a kooky artist, Tim Burton. So yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Burton. I'm sorry. But it was not as good as other Tim Burton movies. That is how I feel. Okay, number 2. Don't come for me. Please don't come for me. Frozen. I'm sorry. I just like again, this is why I've sort of made the list as like most disappointing and not actually worst, because it's fine. It's fine. Like, everyone I knew, though, who had seen it was like, oh my god, you've got to see Frozen. It is the greatest Disney movie ever. You will be swept off your feet. It is sisterhood and friendship and, oh, let it go. And I love Adina Mendes. I love her. I love Wicked, and I loved her in basically everything she's ever been in, like Rent. But yeah, I just thought it was fine, and I like saw the big twist coming really early on, and I didn't really understand why we had to have trolls in the movie as well as a talking snowman. But it was fine. It wasn't as good as Mulan. Sorry, just wasn't. Like Mulan better. So yes, Frozen. It was disappointing because like everyone was like, "It's the greatest movie of all time. You won't believe your life will be changed by this movie," and I was like, "It's fine." Number three, Muppets Most Wanted. It pains me. This physically pains me because I love the Muppets. By the way, Disney, why can I not buy Muppet Treasure Island, the greatest Muppet movie, on iTunes? Please, please fix that because that is the greatest Muppets movie. But yeah, after the Muppets, which was great, like Jason Segel, I think really got the Muppets and really understood where it came from. We got then like Muppets Most Wanted, and it just wasn't very good. Not even like Tom Hiddleston in a onesie could save that for me, I'm afraid. So yeah, Muppets Most Wanted. Sorry. See, I feel guilty saying bad things about Disney movies. Just do. Number four. My friend's gonna come for me because he loves this movie, loves it. But Inside Out. Inside Out, right? This is why I actually dislike Inside Out, because right at the beginning of the movie, right at the beginning of the movie, we see like the little things messing about and do the thing with the memory and send the memory up to the brain with the balls on the shelf, and I'm like, okay. And then when Joy goes looking for the precious memory, and wants to send it back to the brain, she just doesn't do the thing that the little guys did, like with the chewing gum jingle. Like she goes through this ridiculous long adventure, and then the pig elephant imaginary friend dies because she was too stupid to do the thing that she was shown how to do right at the beginning of the movie. And it's like it's a really long thing, and it's like that's just stupid. So and like when the How It Should Have Ended came out, and that was the thing that on How It Should Have Ended, I was like, yes, 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 you get it, you get it. Now, like, it's not like I disliked the characters or the animation or anything like that. It's just the plot was stupid, and that is my opinion, which I am entitled to, since this is my video. Okay, and number five, Pete's Dragon. Now, I'm a huge, huge fan of the original Pete's Dragon. I love it. I love it so much. I have an Elliot plush. Elliot. Like, this was a movie that, like, in our house, like, in our family, this was watched a lot more than, like, even Mary Poppins, because, like, my aunt, like, loved Pete's Dragon. That was her favourite Disney movie, and we just watched it all the time. So like we really, really love Pete's Dragon in our family. And I love Jim Dale from the Carry On movies, and Every Little Piece is one of my favourite villain songs of all time. And when they remade Pete's Dragon, I was like, please don't. Please don't remake Pete's Dragon. Please don't. It was fine the way it was. But they did. And then how they chose to approach it was, let's remake the movie and not have any fun. See, like the original Pete's Dragon's very cartoony, and fun and a little bit silly, and it's got great songs, and it's got really like villainy villains. And the new one's just like, look at the CG! Isn't it marvellous? So I did not like the remake of Pete's Dragon, which is very understandable if you're a fan of the original Pete's Dragon. And if you've not seen either, just go watch the original Pete's Dragon, because it's fun. And if you really can't be bothered to watch the movie, then just look at the songs. Just look at the songs. Just look up, like, I saw a dragon and every little piece, and like it's a happy doo-dah day, and like just watch all the songs. The songs are so much fun. It's like, oh, I love that movie. I love that movie so much. It's better than Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Bye bye. It's better than Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Just saying. Okay. So that was my five. of the like least favourite, disappointing, worst, whatever you want to call it, Disney movies of the decade: Frankenweenie, Frozen, Muppets Most Wanted, Inside Out, and Pete's Dragon. But let's do the best! Let's do the best! Okay. Right. Number 1, Tangled. Oh, I love Tangled so much. I loved Tangled. The thing that's like really disappointing with Tangled though is that the little chameleon little thing, like when it came out, the plushes were crap. Now they've got some decent plushes of him, but when it first came out, the plushes were rubbish. They were really, really bad. Didn't look anything like him. It was just terrible. We were looking at him going like, what is this? This doesn't look like the one in the cartoon. We don't want to buy this. We want to buy something that look, we have all of this money. Let us give you this money for decent plushies. So yes, but I loved Tangled. I thought it was very, very good and I really enjoyed it. Okay, number 2, Brave. I love Brave. I love it. I love it so much. I love it. I love Kelly MacDonald. I love Merida. I love it. I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her so much. Like, when I was watching it, there was just a big grin on my face all the way through. Like, I love the little bears, and I love Merida, and I love her board, and a pew pew, and I like the witch, and I just love Brave. Brave is just great. It's just great. I don't have to justify myself to you. I love it. On the list, this is actually one of my favourite Disney movies of all time now. Wreck-It Ralph, right? I'm not lying. Wreck-It Ralph is in my top 5 Disney movies of all time. I love Wreck-It Ralph so much. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched Wreck-It Ralph. When we went to see it in the cinema, I was just watching it like, and getting more and more excited as it went on because it was just so good. And Vanellope, I love Vanellope. She is like one of my favourite Disney princesses. But just I love Wreck-It Ralph. I love Wreck-It Ralph so much. It's just so much fun and there's so much heart in it. And like I love Wreck-It Ralph. I'm gonna wreck it. Like Ralph Breaks the Internet was fine. It was a fine sequel. It wasn't as good as Wreck-It Ralph, but it would be very hard to top that because it was a brilliant, brilliant movie. So yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. Number 4, Big Hero 6. Don't know like if it's like just been really underappreciated because people just don't talk about it as much, but I really loved Big Hero 6. Like obviously Baymax was like the breakout character in that, but just in general the whole thing was very good. Like obviously like I got the twist in it because I always get the twist because my brain cannot shut down and just let me enjoy something. It always has to work things out. But yeah, Big Hero 6 was fantastic. I don't know if they're going to do another one, but I'd like to see it if they did. And then, finally, number 5, Moana. I love Moana. I love Moana so much. This is Pua from Moana. It was not even in the movie that much, but he's so cute. Yeah, I love everything about Moana. I just, from the moment it starts, like, and you've got the cute little tiny baby Moana who's so cute. She's got the big eyes and oh, she's adorable. And like, every song in it, and I love that Django Fett is her dad, and just like the entire cast is like Maori, apart from like Alan Tudyk voicing the chicken Hey Hey, and Jermaine Clement voicing the crab, and Shiny is like one of my favourite songs in it. I obviously everyone loves What Can I Say Except You're Welcome, but Shiny is actually like probably my favourite song in it, just but I really love Jermaine Clement. I love Flight of the Conchords. If you have no idea what I am talking about, you're missing out on so much, but like, oh, I love him. I love him so much. But Moana, for me, was like, oh, it was perfection. Like, I think different things call to different people, and like, obviously Frozen spoke to a lot of people who were sisters, and I am an only child. So I don't really know what it's like to have a sister or a brother. But I am very close with my nana, and Moana is very much like Moana and a grandmother. That relationship. Oh, I'm tearing up thinking about it. Stop it. Stop it now. Stop it now. Don't start crying. I cry every time I watch Moana. I cry like at the beginning, and I cry from happiness. I cry from happiness every time I watch Moana, because it just makes me so happy. That's how much I love Moana. Um, yeah, and I love The Rock. Who doesn't love The Rock? Bad people don't love The Rock. You know who you are. You know who you are. Okay, I feel this has only been slightly manic, but I think I'm coming down with a cold, because my nose is feeling stuffy and my throat is feeling sore. So I'm hoping to crank these videos out before I start dying, like before the decade becomes new. I've also got, I'm just checking my list here, I've got horror, sci-fi, comedy, and TV shows. Those are the ones that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days. So stay tuned. If you would like to see them, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then you will see when I am live streaming. Leave me an internet thumbs up, say, because it all helps. And hopefully I'll see you again next time.